Alright, moving on to the next topic. Cyberpunk 2077 has a streamer-friendly option that won't get you DMCA takedown. This sounds fantastic, and for the most part it is, so let's read a little bit. So this is from GameSpot. CD Projekt Red is trying to make it as easy as possible for streamers to play Cyberpunk without issue. They have an option that allows you to disable copyrighted music in order to avoid having DMCA strikes placed on your channel. This won't mute sections of the game, instead it will replace them with custom songs from the game. So, this is really good. The reason that is really good, because games have had this issue and finally a company is addressing it, which is honestly very, very fast. I'm wondering if this is something that they had planned for originally, because this DMCA explosion has literally just happened in the past, month. And they're coming out, 3 days ago saying this, which makes me think that it's something that they had in mind for a while. Unless they're just, it's also possible that they had portions of their company that were crunching and the others that were kind of doing nothing. It's like, hey, why don't we put in another feature? But given how game development works, I doubt that they'd add more risk to something like that. So this is great for a lot of reasons. If you license a song to have in your game, I'm pretty sure like Call of Duty Zombies in World at War had Eminem in it or something, right? So that was great. But if I played that, I would get a DMCA strike because that is a top 500 artist, and I'm screwed. So the chance that I get DMCA striked if I were to use the streaming option is much lower. However, it is not completely gone because the video game, again, I'm not a lawyer, I can't give lawyer advice, consulting, but video game music is still copyrighted, right? Somebody owns the rights to the video game music, and the reason it is not typically DMCA'd is because it is not possible for a bot to tell if somebody is experiencing that music naturally in the game or if somebody is listening to that music in the background, right? And those are two wildly different implications of what the music is being used for. If it's being used in the game, then they're playing the game, and that kind of ties directly into streaming the game naturally. You can't pay somebody to play your game and then send them a copyright strike for playing your game. But in theory, there might be a point in time where where that owner of music decides that they don't want people playing their music. It's drastically unlikely. Like you're 99.999% most likely completely fine, but there is always a risk involved with it. So I'm wondering why specifically this article. I was trying to find more news on this, but it's hard to find where it specifically said that you will not get DMCA'd, right? Alright, this is Nick from the future. I decided to not let that slide, and I wasn't going to be lazy, and I'm actually going to show you the clip from this long video in which they show what they say. I'm going to analyze it a little bit. Again, not legal advice.
In addition, if you're planning on live streaming Cyberpunk, or if you just want to make videos, we want to introduce you to a new mode that will allow you to disable certain copyrighted tracks.
That's very important. It allows you to disable certain copyrighted tracks. All of the tracks are copyrighted, but they're letting you disable some of them.
We know that for content creators, licensed music can sometimes be problematic. So with this new mode, you'll be able to disable a small number of selected tracks which could cause some issues.
You're able to disable a certain number of selected tracks that could cause issues. Yeah, so this is pretty much a cop-out. Like, it's good. The system is good, but in no way should you believe that you are 100% safe from DMCA, right? You can stream this, and it's fine. It's just like streaming, other video game music. If you play Legend of Zelda, you're technically also streaming copyrighted music, but they're just taking out the music that they licensed to put in the game that is not music that was originally made for the game, is the core difference here.
Replacing them with a different song, helping to avoid any problems.
Right, so they're helping you, 100%. It is useful, it is helpful, but it is not set in stone. You do not have the rights to this music, so don't think that you do if you're on stream. So this is most likely going to be in a large majority of games that do offer, or that do have music in them that is copyrightable by the music industry. So expect, I guess, if GTA 6 comes out, it will definitely if GTA 6 comes out at some point and does not have this feature, it'll be a huge mistake, right? Players that stream GTA are already under such a risk because they don't play their radio when they get in the car. I think somebody got a DMCA strike for a police siren because some song had, you know, police sirens in the beginning, which is just, like, thinking about that is just completely ridiculous. So hopefully this is great news. The legality is up in the air, right? You are never completely safe unless you do something like Stream Beats, where unless you can personally download a license and have that license on your computer or printed somewhere, you're never completely safe. So just make sure that if you're looking at something like this, to know that. So we're going to transition into some Apple news, lower commission rates for smaller developers, as well as an update on the Epic versus Apple lawsuit. So if that is uploaded, there should be a link somewhere on the screen. But as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more news and gameplay.